All right, we're here to discuss the social media success strategy for Mixed Nut Creamery in Kansas City, Missouri. Before we get started, I wanted to kind of acknowledge that it's been a long weekend, a lot of work put in, been sick. So if my voice is a little off, it's just I'm sick. Um, if I cough, I apologize. That's just part of it. Um, and I wanted to give a preliminary acknowledgement to the fact that Mixed Nut Creamery is not an actual storefront any longer. They closed down their doors um, to produce their products in the home. They still sell online and offer local delivery through other service agencies that provide that delivery. So, with that being said, I'm still going to proceed with the presentation as if Mixed Mutt was still, a physical location with the storefront cafe and all the other products that were being sold, things of that sort. Uh, yeah, I'm going to do my best to kind of elaborate on that stuff, and we'll go with the fictional approach to it, just because things changed throughout the process of developing this project, and working on the strategies and choosing the right business for this. I wanted to go local, wanted to go small, so it actually felt like I was strategizing for a local small business. Happened to choose one that was not quite is they weren't as expansive as I wanted them to be in terms of social media. But then again, we're strategizing to try to help them expand and how to improve their presence there at social media. So, without further ado, here we are. Uh, you know, the social media history within Mixed Nut Creamery is pretty small. They're relatively new companies, so we'll get started here. Mixed Nut Creamery is a local Kansas City business that has been serving the Kansas City metropolitan area for 3.5 years now. I believe they began work in February of 2021. That was when they opened their doors. And immediately they had a social media presence. There was never a time where they didn't, and they were operating, unless you count maybe the 1 or 2 days after they opened up. But their first post was February 21st, 2021. And this was just an Instagram post. It was very simple. Posted a dog, some hashtags. Maybe those hashtags picked up some sort of momentum. Probably not likely. And as their following was minuscule at that point, 10 to 15 followers, and those were just probably family and friends that knew the business was opening. So, not a lot to be said for that portion of things. But since that original post, there have been thousands of posts now. I guess you could say thousands, because there's been 2,420 posts on Facebook, 1,936 posts on Instagram. So, not bad in terms of a small business that's run between two people. This is simply a husband and wife that own the business, and the wife does most of the operations, most of the production. Husband does some videography, does some other things, is involved with production as well, but he lets her run the business essentially. She is, as stated on their website, it is a woman owned business. So history is very slim, but we're here to kind of build that catalog. You know what I mean? Um, Now, in producing a social media audit for Mixed Nut Creamery, there was a lot to hope for, right? A lot that was uncovered and some of the stats won't show here, but I pulled some of the more important things. So, the average likes per post is only at 22, which 22 people seeing a post, means that most likely they're already following you, right? So here's how we interpret those results. 22 people, most of them follow you. If not, it's somebody led them there, but it's very small. And the chances of that webbing into more communications and more contacts is very slim. So, we would hope that through the strategies that we're going to talk about later, we can expand on that. So, if we look at the number of followers, there's 1,930 followers. So, what that means is if you take the above statistic of 22 likes per post, How do we increase that number? We'll talk about that when we strategize. But for the time being, I'll say that there's a lot of room for growth there, right? So we can see the opportunity to reach, you know, 10 times more people, right? 200 people, 300 people. We can improve those numbers, which only expands interest in the business, right? If we want to grow this thing, we've got to grow this thing, right? That doesn't mean we've done anything wrong. That just means there's new strategies that can come to play. So the mix of posts, right? They're very consistent in terms of the content. The content is celebrations and holidays, right? Events, National Ice Cream Day celebrations, dog birthdays, um, mainly just pictures of customers as they come in. So nothing pre and not a lot post, right? So not a lot of come on in types of posts. These are posts that somebody's already come in, right? So something to grow with there as well is how can we uh, how can we approach this as a preemptive strike? How can we introduce people to the opportunity to come to your business? So we'll talk about that a little bit more potentially, but I know that there's room for growth there. So there is a little bit of consistency issue, right, with the amount of posts. And I understand small business, only a couple of people operating. So without bringing on another employee, right, because that just kills costs. It causes a lot of headaches and things like that. There are some applications that we can consider and talk about that will streamline your posts, right? That will help you design posts that are similar because most of your posts are similar, right? You can take a video and just attach it, but we can make sure that we're posting consistently. You can set reminders, things like that, so that we don't go weeks without an Instagram post. Things like that will diminish interest, right? So you have a developed following of 1,900 people, but some of those people aren't seeing you in their timeline, right? Timelines are jumbled according to algorithms and things like that. So how do we fit you into the algorithm? Consistency and placement of information, right? So if it's information that fits into a certain algorithm, dogs, animals, pets, charity, things like that, food, ice cream, those sorts of things that pique certain interest groups in the social media platform, we can work to kind of organize that, right? And there are applications and tools that you can use through your phone, your laptop, whatever you use to post that will kind of improve the consistency so that you don't ever forget to post something for the day because you were too busy working, right? So we can work on that. Facebook wise, it looks like there's about 1,200 posts, including shared posts, and and a lot of the posts are shared, right? You're sharing content of dogs enjoying your ice cream and you're at a charity event, or you're sharing content on behalf of a rescue or a charity event because you're involved in the community. And while it's not a direct advertisement, it is your platform sharing a similar interest, which will show on that other platform, right? Other people will be scrolling and see that you shared it. And that means a lot too. So that's good. Those are good things and things that we can work with, right? So the first post on Facebook was a grand opening post on February 26th, but the opening happened, I believe, the 21st of 2021. So we don't have a lot there, but nobody's really looking into the history. It's just something to note that there was a gap there before we developed Facebook connections. There are some videos that I could see on Facebook, some videos of dogs eating the ice cream, of the inside of the business. None of them live though, so it didn't look like there were any live recordings and hadn't been any live events. So something to look forward to there potentially. But that's our audit, right? You're only on Instagram, you're only on Facebook. There is no TikTok. That is something that we could suggest is expanding to a platform that is a little bit more swift, right? You've got reels and stories and things like that, which are really, really quick grabbers, right? TikTok allows you to hit everywhere, right? The algorithm is kind of open in that people scroll and they don't know what they're going to get next, right? So if you are hoping to reach an international audience or reach a multi-state audience and you want to expand outside of the local metropolitan area, TikTok's going to be great for expansion. Now, that may come at another time, but it's something that we can suggest. and something that's very easy to use. TikTok, you just add your videos, you make your edits, you click on. So if you've got time, explore that option, but we'll move forward with other recommendations for the applications that you're using. The recommendations that we came up with here are quick jolts that showcase your product and the value that it holds for pets and for people. So, value in the form of time with pets. People love to spend time with their pets, and this gives them a reason to take their pets somewhere, take them on an adventure, record a video, which they could later share with you. Um, you showcase the value of the product in terms of health because of the quality of the product, the value in terms of pricing. You know, if you're not outpricing yourself, right? You're a premium product, but you're not so outlandish that you can't be afforded. We've done the research on pricing. Everything looks fine there. We won't tell you how to run the business. We're just going to tell you how to work the social media aspect of it here, okay? But we've got to be able to showcase the product, and I didn't see a lot of information or posts that showcase the product as opposed to just the customers, right? You're showcasing the customers, which is fantastic. That goes a long way, but we need to implement and sprinkle in some of the product, right? Advertising. Not a lot of advertising going on, and we can work on that. The next thing that we would want to take a look at are live sales, right? Or live production, right? You can set up a counter with all of the ingredients and things where you create your product, right? If it's proprietary, you can edit that part out later, right? And offer a recorded sample. But that's something you can do. But if you want to go live, that's something that reaches an audience quickly. People will tell their family or their friends as they're watching a live video. So you already have followers. If you go live, some of those followers follow and watch, and they tell everybody around them what's going on. And if they're out in public, then that spreads, because then they look up your Instagram page, they look up your Facebook page, they start scrolling through your videos and your posts, and then they start exploring and wondering if their dog would like ice cream, you know, and then you're building organically. Excuse me. Live collaborative events are also important. If you are going to a rescue event for dogs in a local rescue organization, you can go live with that, provided that you get clearance from the rescue organization. And it doesn't have to be an advertising opportunity there either. This is just you putting yourself out into the community so other people can see what you're involved in, right? If you show your involvement, then they say, okay, this person's active, they're really making a difference. Making a difference matters. And community difference making really is a way for organic growth to generate itself, because people talk to other people in their neighborhood. And then the next thing you know, there's a small spider web of contact that goes with that, and almost everybody owns a pet of some sort: dog, cat, lizard, whatever it is, right? And you have a product to offer to some of those pets, whether it be the bandanas or the ice cream, the dog treats, whether it be the cat toys, catnip, things like that. We know your products, right? You've got a lot to offer. So you're not advertising in these live collaborative events, but you're showing yourself as an active member of a community, and people love to see that. The third recommendation is that you allow people to express their want to be involved, right? You're not telling them that you're going to email them, once a day or whatever you set it up, right? But you're offering them the opportunity to sign up for emails in case you were going to send out deals, recommendations for their pet specifically, if you know of a product line that's going to work for them, something you sell. But yeah, just developing an email sign up of some sort to help your viewers be alerted when you post something, right? So if they want to get an alert every time you go live on Facebook or on Instagram, you can set that up as well. You can have an email sign up. So that's something you can add to your post, your Instagram post. You can put a little link to email sign up, right? It'll just say learn more on Instagram. That's something you can put in through editing, right? We can talk about how that app works and how to add things to it. It's something to explore at another time. But I have visual examples. So a visual example of the things that we're recommending are right here. So To the left, you see a live reel of a beauty product, right? It's very quick, very easy. Somebody holding a product. This is someone making a reel, or this is a pre recorded reel, probably edited, probably some chopped and screwed moments in it, right? Maybe some visual effects, some graphics, whatever it is. But you get the point across in 5 to 7 seconds. The reels don't have to be long. You don't have to make 20-minute stories. Now, telling stories in a reel is a different thing. That you can take your time with that. You can have a 1-minute reel. But most reels, you want to keep them under 10 seconds so that you are simply showing the product, you're showing the journey, and then you're showing the result. And then you're getting right back to showing the product one last time. A little flash in the pan. You show the product, they see it. That's it. That's advertising with reels really quick, right? The next thing, this is just an example of what it looks like to be live on Facebook. Okay, it's very simple. This is someone, they've got a clear and clean demonstration of their products, or what service they're offering, or what tutorial they're giving, and you can see who's watching, you can see who's reacting, and you can see a wide pan of the video. So you don't want to have a live video right here, right? You want a live video that's spread out so that people can see your environment and see how you're doing things. People are judgy. Let's just put it that way. So if you go live, there's a lot to judge. And so give that to those people. The third visual example is just that learn more button on Instagram. That allows people to click that button, and it will open up a portal for them to add their email address to sign up for notifications, right? It won't always say learn more. There's other options that it may say there on Instagram, and we'll get into that eventually. But yeah, as we look at it here, these are really simple examples, really simple things that a single person can do. You can collaborate, with your partner, whatever it is. These are possibilities for you. Now, we did develop some updated buyer personas, because previous buyer personas that we had developed, they were a little bit limited. We won't dive too deep into this, but this is just an example of what we found to be common customers that we think you could market your social media presence to, right? So you've got Gerald on the left here. Gerald is a web designer. He lives in the Kansas City metro area, so he's already in your local area, okay? He is active with other dog owners. He's at dog parks. He's at rescue events. He goes on runs with other dog owners who have friendly dogs, right? Things of that sort. So he's involved in the pet community. Doesn't have any kids. He's not. His time is free when he's not at work, right? Unless he's out socializing. So he's got time to view Instagram. He's got time to view Facebook and see who's live, and then share that with the people he's socially involved with. He's also outspoken about animal rights, right? And he's budget mindful as well. So he is conscious of the bills that he has to pay, but he fits in time to treat his pets as if they're family members. He has time to treat himself, right? And you offer some products that aren't for just the pets, right? You have human ice cream. So, of course, they can join in with that. Now, Maya is a stay-at-home mom who's got a crazy, hectic time going on. She can glance at some social media apps, but it's very quick. So she needs the quick stuff. When she has a spare moment, she's in the restroom, or she's got a minute while the kids are asleep and she just sat down after putting everybody to bed. She wants to look at Instagram, see reels. She wants it quick because she's not going to be on there long. She's getting ready for bed, using the restroom, whatever it is. It's quick, right? So this is something you could utilize. This is the type of person who would utilize your quick content, okay? Gerald, on the other hand, he's not going to use the quick content. He wants to see what you're doing live. He wants to see you out and about at rescues, and he wants to get insight into your business, that sort of thing. Now, your third buyer persona is Patricia. Patricia, she's an older lady. She got free time, lots of free time. Social media for her is very limited, though. So free time means she's keeping up with family. She sees that her family posts something. She gets a notification. She opens Facebook, laughs at that content, and then happens to see, she follows you on Facebook as well. But she sees a post on Facebook about a deal that you've got going on, or about email sign up, because she's tech savvy enough to use email. But Facebook wise, she just wants to see your posts, and your posts with her, and the important part of the posts that she's going to be looking for are ones that showcase the product and showcase the emotional attachment to the product. She wants to see the happy pets. She wants to see the happy pet owners. Wants to see the bandanas on the dogs because she's going to share that with her grandchildren, with her family members, the ones that she's on Facebook with. So those are the things that she's going to want to show to people that she's in person with. She's going to say, "Oh, look at this cute dog," right? It's because she's got time for that, and that doesn't require a lot of tech savvy um, integration, right? She's just holding the phone, showing it to people, and then scrolling Facebook. So these are three personas we think really could work well. And lastly, these are the 5 content tactics that we think really could be sprinkled in. Now, time, of course, you're going to have to work that part out. But what about a blog, right? Telling a story, telling the creative process. How did you become an ice cream maker, right? Of course, you could put that on your website, right? And all roads lead to your website, which is where you sell a lot of products as well. So it's okay that you lead people to the website, but how do they get there without finding it when they go to your store? How do they get that without Googling dog ice cream? And the answer is you reach other networks, right? And blogs are a network, whether people want to admit that or not. Blogs are a network of people that are reading stories about the creative process and product development, product recipes, dogs in general, animals in general, the local area in general, right? You can blog about the local area and why it inspired you to make a business run there, right? Why you own a business in Kansas City, the creative process for your ice cream recipes, that sort of thing. So we do recommend that you consider blog writing if you have time to type up, short blogs once a week, whatever it is to keep people interested. Some people still like to read. Another thing that we recommend, possibly as a tactic, would be using reels to showcase the product from beginning to consumption to post consumption, right? So you show what it looks like, right? That's the advertising part. Then you show the journey or the excitement or the consumption of the product, right? Show people, this is how a dog eats ice cream, whatever. It's cute, they like it. And then afterwards you can show the emotional connection that the ice cream brought the person and their dog or cat. The bandana on the dog, right? Now there's no consumption with that because they're not eating the bandana. I guess that would make for a funny video, but waste of a product if that happens, I suppose. But yeah, something to consider. Now, third, we talked about this already, live video. So we'll skip over that. We won't dive too deep into it, but live video is going to be something you'll want to consider. Okay, charity and rescue event videos going live. Those do a lot for you, whether you believe it or not. Whether it's 10 people watching or whether it's 200 people watching, those 10 people have people around them, and that's important. Now, another thing we consider, the fourth item, is that you post before and after or just general updates about the business, right? Because you started in 2021 and surely you've come a long way in 3 years. So it's important that people see that. They see growth, they see success, they see a reason to continue to come in and buy from you because you're not struggling, right? Unfortunately, in the business world, people see struggle and they assume that there must be a reason why they're struggling that is their own fault. And that is not always the case, but that is how it's judged a lot of times, right? Consumers look for success and think that success reflects upon them, right? And so they want to buy from success, right? Even if it's a small business, they want to see that you're able to run your small business. So show them the before and the after, show them the updates. Even if you're showing them the struggle, you're showing them the effort as well. So just show them something with regards to your journey as a business owner. Another thing that's really, really simple, Q&As on Instagram, right? You can post a Q&A to your story post where you show a dog's face and just say, ask me anything, right? And let your followers ask questions. And then you answer those questions. And if you add a comedic response to that or some sort of a humorous element to it, someone might show that to their friends or they might share it with somebody else, right? Those Q&As are important because somebody may be looking even for an answer for one of their friends who isn't a follower of yours. So another thing that just generates growth and is very simple. I wanted to keep it simple. You're a small business. You don't have time for complexities. These are simple ways that can expand your social media presence, right? And can and these can kind of strap everything that you offer into two or maybe three if you start a blog, two or three social media networks, right? So, anyways, thanks for your time. That's my presentation. Like I said, sorry, I'm a little sick, so sniffly, throat, all that. But that's all I got, and hopefully it was good. Thank you.